Good evening. This is David Lynn, also known as the Prepper Principal, and this is Coffee Talk Live, number 217. I hope everybody managed to make it to my premiere of my goodie box for Joseph Moore. If you have not had an opportunity to, please go and view it. Please leave a like and a supportive comment. That way, you do that for the last 5 videos that I release prior to hitting 1600, and you will qualify for a chance to be in the drawing for a very nice goodie box. The Bud Files, welcome. Alacanada Vog, welcome. Joseph Moore, welcome. Vase Place, welcome. Holly Ivans, welcome. And the Black Widow channel, welcome. Welcome to all of you, one and all. I hope you guys liked my video. I take time putting those together, and I know that they don't, come across as the most professional, but I do them with heart, and I do put forth an effort. Susanna Morrison, proud single mom, welcome. Please feel free to drop your link. If you've got a premiere upcoming, or you've got a live stream or whatever, please feel free to drop your link. So let me explain something that hopefully you all know, and I'm just going through the motions and explaining, but let me explain something about a premiere. A premiere is like a live stream. When a premiere comes out, when a live stream comes out, you get to see the chat, and all of that shows. As soon as it ends, you no longer can see the chat. In order to have a comment show up on the screen under the video, you have to go back after it's spooled up, reloaded, then you leave a comment, and it will remain. So when I go for my last 5 videos, I'll go into the comments. Now, you may have been at the premiere and you may have left 4 or 5 different comments at the premiere talking to people. But if you don't go back after the premiere is over and leave a comment, I'll have no way of knowing. It will not be there. You've got to go back after the end of the premiere, after it spools up, after it loads up, and leave a comment in order for it to be there. So if that premiere, and let's say another premiere, are 2 of the last 5 videos I've released, because I've released a couple of premieres recently. So if those are 2 of the last 5 videos I released, and you go ahead and you leave comments in all of them, let's say you went to both premieres and you left comments, and I released 3 other videos and you leave comments in all of those, unless you came back after the premiere concluded and leave a comment, the comment won't be there, and I won't know it, and I won't be able to. I won't put you in the hat, so you won't qualify. You'll say, "Well, I should be in the drawing because I left blah blah blah." Remember how it works. You got to go back, and you got to leave a comment afterwards. And I've been seeing, because I'm looking on another device here, and I'm seeing that people are going back and leaving comments. Some of the people who were at the premiere are going back and leaving comments. So you need to do that. And that's the way that works. Because I've had people do that before. And then they complain, well, I left a comment on everything. And how did you do it? You know, you have to go back and you have to leave a comment after the premiere has concluded and spooled up. Because during the premiere, the same way during a live stream, those comments will not remain. Now, the watch time, I get the watch time, I'll get the like. You left me a like, I got the like. I got the watch time. But your comments won't be there. You've got to go back after the fact and go back and leave a comment, and it'll be there. Well, Joseph, I hope you enjoy your box. You should get it Friday. You might get it tomorrow, but most likely you'll get it Friday. Worst case scenario, I hope you get it Saturday. But you should get it before the weekend. You know, and I have done some community wall posts showing items. I think one of my community wall posts was an overall picture of the stuff I had laid out that was in that box. So you might want to check my community wall post for if you've got questions about what was in it. So I'm going to go through, I've been writing down a few names. And let's see if I got y'all written down here right. Cruising Scene. Hello, Cruising Scene. Melinda Elliott. Steve and Tina Jewell. Okay, let me do a rundown real fast. So, I'd like to appreciate and show my appreciation, tell my appreciation. These are the people who have come in and left comments so far this evening. The Bud Files, Alakaneda Vogue, she's out of India. Joseph Moore, the latest recipient of one of my boxes, he's out of Oklahoma. Verna from Vay's Place, Holly Ivins, the Black Widow channel, KP Heathen, who's from Louisiana, Susanna Morrison, proud single mom who's over in the Philippines. She's 13 hours ahead of us right now. Uncle Al, Thy Bullfrog 79, he's in the Socialist Republic of California, behind enemy lines. Cruising Scene, and I don't know because I don't remember where Cruising Scene's from. My Linda Elliott and Steve and Tina Jewell. Welcome all of you. I think that's the 12 that I've had come through so far. 9 in the house, 11 likes. So, a box. I wonder what's in it. Let's do a mail call. Mail call. Amazon Prime. I have Prime. I was talking to my kid today. She's got Prime too. I said, why aren't you just using my Prime? You know, I've got to send her some information on my phone to her phone so she can load it up so she can basically just do my Prime. And that way we won't have to use Prime. Don't have to pay twice because I'm paying her bills. So I was like, why the hell am I paying for Prime twice? You know? Okay. Smith & Wesson, $25 when I bought it several years ago. That's not including tax. Very nice knife. Smith & Wesson. Fuel tabs. You can never have too many fuel tabs. Plus, I give these things away, so I'm always having to replace them. 2 boxes of fuel tabs. I haven't seen the Hillbilly in here, but Hillbilly Josh is next. These are his. And I gotta have extras, because, you know. So my next giveaway will be Hillbilly Josh Loftus. All right, Verna, go eat some chicken or go eat some rabbit or whatever it is you prefer. Quail. Go eat a quail. So, let's see. See what I can see. Talking about preparedness. So FEMA. I've talked about this before. I'm going to go over this again. FEMA has a list that they put out. They got a READY campaign, educates and empowers Americans to take some simple steps to prepare for, respond to potential emergencies, including those from natural hazards and man-made disasters. I wonder if Biden counts as a man-made disaster. Okay. READY asks individuals to do 3 key things. Get an emergency supply kit. Let's talk about that. Make a family emergency plan. You got to have a plan. And be informed about the different types of emergencies that could occur and appropriate responses. Everyone should have some basic supplies on hand in order to survive several days if an emergency occurs. Remember, FEMA tells you, they were telling you 3 days, now they're telling you 7 days. You got to have food and water, medication and such for 7 days before the cavalry arrives. This list of emergency supply kit items is only a starting point. It is important that individuals review this list and consider the unique needs of their family, including pets, for items to include. Individuals should also consider having at least 2 emergency supply kits, 1 full kit at home, and a smaller portable kit in their workplace, vehicle, or other places they spend time. Sort of like a carry bag. You want to have a kit and you also want to have a carry bag. Hello, little lone prepper. So, they're not going to be happy until people can afford to live. Well, that's true. That's true. Recommended items to include in a basic emergency supply kit. Water and non-perishable food for several days. extra cell phone battery or charger, battery powered or hand crank radio that can receive NOAA weather radio tone alerts and extra batteries, a flashlight and extra batteries, a first aid kit, whistle to signal for help, dust mask to help filter contaminated air, and plastic sheeting, and duct tape to shelter in place. Moist towelettes, garbage bags, and plastic ties for personal sanitation, non-sparking wrench or pliers to turn off utilities, can opener if kit contains canned food, and local maps. Now, I would say, in addition to having yep, Brandon, President Brandon, the Brandon administration. Now, these masks, this is a 20 pack. You can get them. You can get them. You know, you pay about $1 a piece for the mask. You get 20 packs, about 20 bucks. These masks are N95 grade masks. Particulate respirator. This is non-sterile. 95% filtration efficiency against solid and liquid. God, I'm blind. Aerosols, free of oil. So you want to have some of these. I would also say, if you're dealing with real heavy dust and such, you know, you want to have some goggles. I mean, I'm wearing glasses, and it might shield me directly from a hit, but it's going to get in between them because they're not sealed. You know, you want to have some goggles that will fit around your face that keeps anything from getting in addition to your mask. You also want to have something to cover your head. Do you want to get all that crap in your hair or in your head? So you probably want to have some sort of bandana or something other that you can put on to protect yourself. Don't have any of that here to show. Well, yeah, I do. Take it back. I'm going to take this off. Show you how this would go. I could have one on my head, tucked in for my head. I could have another one for my face. You know, wear some goggles. They're not expensive. I oftentimes wear these over my head. I mean, being bald, I usually, when I'm outside, I cover my head. If I'm doing yard work, I wear that, or I wear a bandana. You know, I'll have a bandana on. Mr. Whistle, welcome, Mr. Whistle. I just did a premiere of my goodie box for Joseph Moore. And if you did not get a chance to watch it, I encourage you to go back and view it. It's about 16 minutes long. Please leave a like and a supportive comment on it. Likewise, I did a short that's only had about a dozen views. It's a couple of days old already. I don't know what it is with some of my shorts. I did a short where I had some number 10 cans, freeze-dried number 10 cans. I put them together with some good music. I mean, everybody who's pretty much watched it left a like and a comment, but it only has a dozen. It only has a dozen views. You know, so I don't know. The algorithm's not pushing it out. I don't understand that. But please go and look at that short. Leave a like and a comment. Please go and have a look at my premiere video that I just did, which was my goodie box for Joseph Moore. So we're talking about 8 in the house, 12 likes. So right now we're talking about items for a basic emergency kit. Prescription medication. You wear glasses to see or read, having a pair of those. Or some cheaters if you wear cheaters. Get a Harley. Biker Dave. No. My father owned a Harley. My father, may rest in peace, owned a Harley. I would not have a motorcycle the way things are today. People drive like nuts. So I know too many people who have had serious accidents or have been killed on motorcycles because they get hit by a car or a truck. No way in hell am I going to have a motorcycle. Top G Network. Top G Network. Blessings. Thank you for coming in, Top G Network. Please feel free to drop your link. David the General. I don't know about that. You know, if there was a war, I could see myself basically being a sergeant, a supply sergeant, working someplace, trying to get out material and logistics and such. I'd be pretty good at that. Infant formula and diapers. You have small children. You better have some Nido. You better have some freeze-dried milk, some way to mix it up. You know, for the little children and the babies. Pet food and water for your pets. SHTF happens, they're going to go hungry. You know, do you have supplies for the pets? Worst comes to worst, you can feed them rice and beans. A dog can eat rice and beans. Dog can eat rice and beans. And you can mix in a little bit of Spam or a little bit of, you can put a little bit of meat in with it, you know, or a little bit of chicken in with it, and they'll be happy. Important family documents such as, well, okay, if you're bugging out, if you're having to bug out and leave the area, you want to make sure you have identification, your social security card, perhaps your birth certificate, any deeds or titles. You know, if you're in danger of the stuff getting swamped or getting burned or whatever, you want to have that stuff where you can take it with you. Cash and change. It's a good idea to have a roll of quarters. Having cash, 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s. Have a couple $100 worth of cash. Emergency reference materials, such as a first aid book or information from www.ready.gov. Hurricane guide. Pretty good information. Talking about stuff. Preparations, insurance, and all sorts of stuff. You can download it. Printed that out. How to build a disaster supply kit. Basic disaster supply checklist. Pet supply checklist. Keep your disaster kit fresh. Water supply is a top priority. Identify and gather important documents. Store multiple kits in multiple locations. Gotta think about this stuff, guys. Gotta think about it. Simru, Julie Ann West, welcome my friend from my ancestral homeland of Wales. She lives a few miles from the capital of Wales, Cardiff. And I will be doing a shout out, and I will be shouting out channels on my community wall. I will be posting on my community wall, and I will be sure to shout out the folks that are in here this evening. So far, I've had 16 come through and identify themselves. If you have not been over to look at my latest goodie box video that I released as a premiere this evening, it's about 16 minutes long. Good stuff. Give it a view, a like, and a nice comment. Also, if you want to be in the running for my latest drawing for a giveaway, please make sure that you leave a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I release at the point that I hit that 1600. Each of the last 5 videos I had released at the point I hit that 1600. And right now I'm 30 some odd short. I mean, I could get them overnight, or it could be 10 years from now. I don't know. But things are running sort of slow right now. But at some point in time in the foreseeable future, I'm not doing that many videos. So you might want to make sure you go and be hitting them. Hit the notification bell. That way you get notified when I release a video. I don't release that many videos. And a lot of times when I do community wall posts, I will shout out channels that support me. I mean, if you're one of those channels that have been the last couple of my live streams, I will oftentimes list every one of those that were in my live stream, left comments in the last couple of my live streams. I'll list every one of those in 2 or 3 community wall posts. So be watching out for that. I also update people on what I'm doing in my community wall posts. And I make recommendations on good items to have, preps that I have. Here of late, I have started marking down the prices that I pay when I get a number 10 can of something in, or I get something in. I will put the date on it that I got it. And like, these are items that are going to be good for 25, 30 years, according to, you know, shelf life for freeze-dried foods. It'll tell me it's good for 25, 30 years. And I'll write down the month and the year I got it, and then I will also write down the price I paid for it. That way I can compare as prices are going up, because prices are going up. Items are more expensive now than they were. Used to be I'd pay about $0.10 a bottle for a half liter of water. You get a 24 pack, it'd be $2.40, $2.50. It's $3.50 now for a 24 pack of bottled water. Even water's going up. You got some of the plastic containers of baby cereals, rice, and oats. They only have one ingredient each: rice flour and oat flour. Useful for mixing in soups and other things. That's a good idea. Thank you for sharing that. You know, hardtack and ship biscuits to send out. Old school, Uncle Al. Hardtack, old school. So additional items I was talking about: prescription medication, glasses, infant formula and diapers, pet food, water, and supplies for the pets, important family documents such as copies of insurance policies, identification, and bank account records in a portable waterproof container, cash and change, emergency reference materials such as first aid book or information from www.ready.gov, sleeping bag or warm blanket for each person. Consider additional bedding if you live in a cold weather climate. Complete change of clothing, including a long sleeve shirt, long pants, and sturdy shoes. Consider additional clothing if you live in a cold weather climate. A fire extinguisher, you certainly want to have one of those in your kitchen. Matches in a waterproof container, something like this. Feminine supplies, personal hygiene items, and hand sanitizer. Mess kits, paper cups, plates, and disposable utensils, paper towels, paper and pencil, books, games, puzzles, and other activities for children. Need to think about that stuff. Also, you need to think about self-defense. What do you have for self-defense? It's not real expensive to have pepper spray or pepper gel. You got to watch out the way the wind's blowing. Also, it's limited range. You need to be within 6, 8, 10 feet of the person. You want to get on their skin. You want to get in their face if you can. You want to catch them off guard. You don't want them to know. You don't want to be like you see these confrontations, between protesters and counter protesters. They're up there and they're pointing this stuff at somebody else, and they see it's being pointed at. They're basically pointing stuff at each other like bear spray and that crap, and they know it's coming. They may be wearing goggles. They may be wearing some protective gear where they're not exposed, and it'll have limited effect if it doesn't get on bare skin. You want to try to get in their face. You want to get in their eyes. You want them to smell it and breathe it in. So it really, you want to have an effect. Having a taser, well, you got to be close enough to touch them. You want to zap them, but you don't want to be touching. You don't want to have one arm on them and zap them and you zap yourself. Wasp spray. Yeah, having wasp spray is a good idea. Old school. Permacum, yeah. You wanted to get into something that's fun? Try hand loading ammunition. Go and get you some used reloading equipment. If it's in good shape, it'll last forever. You take care of it, it'll last forever. Get your reloading dies for the calibers that you shoot. I would say 9mm and the 357-38. You don't reload 22s. Some people have load shotguns. They load 12 gauge or 20 gauge shotgun, shells. But I have RCBS, and I like, I have a couple of calibers that are my go-to calibers. I like to shoot 38 plus P. It's a sweet spot in between 38 Special and 57 Magnum. 9mm, and I shoot lots of 20. When I shoot lots of 22. That's the cheapest stuff to shoot. It's 22 for practice. Your target practice for accuracy and target practicing. You shoot 22 long rifle. Belinda's Country Living. Welcome, Belinda's Country Living. Belinda, I released a goodie box video for Joseph Moore. It was a premiere. It's about 16 minutes long. You get a chance, go over and leave me a like and a supportive comment on it. I'd appreciate it. Any of you who were at the premiere, you've got to go back and you've got to leave me a supportive comment, because the comments that were left during the premiere, after after it ends, all of those are not going to be left on the screen. None of that's going to show up. If I go back and look for it, none of that's going to show up. If you go back and look for it, none of that's going to show up. I mean, the likes will be there, and I will receive the watch time, but as far as who left what or any comments, those will not be there. You've got to go back after the fact, after the premiere is concluded, after the live stream is concluded, and then leave a comment, and then that way the comment will remain. Hillbilly Josh Loftus. How are you doing, my friend? Well, Josh, you're up in the batters. You're in the batters box, stepping up to the plate. You'll be the next one. We'll get a box. I just got Joseph Moore's box mailed off yesterday. I was going to mail it Monday, but we had a real hard rain, and we had hail falling after school. So I had intended to stop off at the post office. I had the box with me. Didn't do it. I did it yesterday. Monday was one of those bad weather days. And I got it mailed off yesterday. It should get to him Friday-ish. Sent a tracking number, and he should get it Friday. He might get it tomorrow. Likely he'll get it Friday. It's going to Oklahoma. And worst case scenario, hopefully he'll get it by Saturday, because they do deliver mail on Saturday. And if you want to see what was in the box, one, I think I posted an image of what was in the box on my community wall. I think I left a post on my community wall. And then also, if you look at the video, it's got images of what, it'll show you what's in a goodie box. One of my goodie boxes that I'm currently putting out. So let me go down through the list again. And I'm going to go down the list of who has been in here this evening that I've seen leaving comments. First off was the Bud Files. Next was Alakaneda Vogue. She's out of India. Joseph Moore, the recipient of my latest goodie box. Vase Place, Verna. Holly Ivins. The Black Widow Channel. KP Heathen. Susanna Morrison, proud single mom. She's over in the Philippines. They're like 13 hours ahead of us. Die Bullfrog 79, Uncle Al. He's out in California behind enemy lines, the socialists. Cruising Scene. Melinda Elliott. Steve and Tina Jewell. The Little Lone Prepper. Mr. Whistle. Top G Network. Simru, Julie Ann West. Belinda's Country Living, and Hillbilly Josh Lofton, who will be the next recipient of my goodie box. Now with Hillbilly, he's got a channel and he creates content, so I can do some images of some of his stuff, and I can put together a little video that I can put in there, showing him some of the images of some of his stuff. I like to do that. And as to when I do his box, depending on how it is, sometimes in the next week or so, probably. So I'll let you know. And it'll probably be another premiere. I try to do them at least a week, or I try to do my videos at least, I like to let them percolate for about a week before I do the next one, so that people have an opportunity to watch it. People view it and watch it and everything. And if I release something other, and then I release something 2 days later, they don't watch the one that I released 2 days before. They just watch the latest one. And I'd like to give people the opportunity to watch the one that I did today. So it'll be a while before I do the next one. Make sure you watch season 10 of Alone, according to Uncle Al. Truthfully, Uncle Al, I've never heard of Alone. I don't watch television. I don't watch, I don't know a lot of what's going on. I get my news from several sources that put out like print news, online. And I watched a few clips here and there on YouTube. Certain individuals that I trust that, put out blurbs on the news. Well, no, you won't survive by big game hunting. My father used to always talk about cat meat. You go out, hunting, and the first thing you kill, you basically do a little butchering and you have it to eat, while you're there camping and while you're hunting. You might be there hunting for several days, and you put some of it in a cooler or whatever, and you've got it to eat on. That's old school. That's old school. We're talking back when I was a boy 50 years ago. No, I'm not in the 50-mile circle, Uncle Al. But there's a lot of people in that 50-mile circle. Master Sato. He upgraded me. I'm his Padawan now. I'm a Padawan learner, if you know the Star Wars reference. Except I don't have any hair to put the little dig dog that they wear, the little braid or whatever. I don't have any hair for that. Yes, roadkill is, I guess if somebody was to hit a deer and it was really fresh, I guess that would be something. You got to lay in a couple of cases of roadkill helper. Helps your roadkill make a great meal. You've heard of hamburger helper? Well, Google roadkill helper. I'm sorry. That's the old funny that I used to tell. I used to always talk about roadkill helper. Well, the way things are, the way things used to be, you'd kill a deer and you gut it, and you take it and have it processed, and maybe you'd take it to taxidermists, and they mount your head for you or whatever. Excuse me. Nasty. Ugh. Shit, it's been a month and I'm still blowing my nose. Uncle Al's always on my back about sticking to script and what I put up and things that I say. I will tell you, I am going to buy some new equipment. I'm going to get a MacBook. My daughter has one. She has, I guess it's called an iBook or whatever, and she used it all through her get through her master's degree. It worked just fine. I bought it when she was, at university, working on her undergraduate. I'm gonna buy one of those. I like the iMovie. I use that in editing and putting my stuff together. And I'm gonna buy an upgrade for my iPhone. I may wind up buying a new iPad as well. But I'm gonna upgrade my equipment, and hopefully I'll be a little more professional, put out a little better image quality of what I do. Uh, I'm not real technological. I'm not, up on the latest technology. I mean, there are people who use a program called Canva for images and for their shorts and for various things, and produce really good quality stuff with that. Uh, you get people who put out a lot of shorts, like Bert's Beats. He puts out multiple shorts every day. They're nice looking, pretty creative, pretty funny. Puts out funny stuff. He's very creative. He's a fellow educator, middle school educator, coaches and such. He's younger than I am. I got probably about 15 years on him or so, maybe closer to 20. I don't know. But his channel's really blown up. His channel's been growing. He has really. I had a larger 6 months ago. My channel was larger than his. Now, in the last 6 months, he's picked up. He's somewhere around 14,000 subscribers. Just really blew up. You know, he puts out good content. He really does put out good content, and I give him props. Yeah, javelinas are the same way. Hogs, javelinas, they got some glands in the neck. You got to get them cut. You got to cut them out. You don't want to. It'll mess the meat up. If you don't take care of that. I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you for coming by, Holly. Be safe. Holly Ivans, my friend. Be safe. God bless you. 8 in the house, 15 likes. Please leave a like to support the channel. It will be greatly appreciated. Leave a supportive comment. If you want to be in my hat when I do my drawing for my next 100 subscriber giveaway, please make sure that on each of the last 5 videos I release, or I have released at the point that I hit that 1600, that you will have left me a supportive comment. Doesn't help if you've done it on 4 or if you've done it on 3. You got to do it on each of the last 5. And that way, like if I've done a couple of premiere videos, if you were in that premiere and you might have been commenting like half a dozen times in that premiere during what was going on, those comments are lost. They're lost when it ends. The video will spool up, or the live stream will spool up for replays, and then the comments start. Now, the watch time, I get that. The likes, I get that. But you've got to go back and you've got to leave a comment. Otherwise, don't qualify. The last giveaway I did, I had 9 people who were qualified. When I did the 1500, I had 9 people. When I did the 1300 and the 1400, each time I had over 40 that were qualified. I was looking back at images that I'd shot. I was sitting at 1,511 subscribers on January the 2nd. We're talking 5 months ago. So in 5 months, I picked up about 50 subscribers. That's how bad it is. I should probably be at around 2,000 subscribers right now. I'm sitting at 1,561 or 2. I don't know what happened. I'm not putting out near the content. I'm not putting out near the time on my channel that I was before. So I guess the people who are with me are really with me. I really would not want to eat turtle. I don't want to eat. I don't want to eat a frog. I don't want to eat a turtle. I don't want to eat a snake. I don't want any of that. I do not want to eat any of that. Not my idea. So I'll try to delve in a little bit more about what to put in a carry bag. About what I've got several carry bags. The wife has one. The kid has one. I've got a couple of them. The wife has 2 actually, and full of stuff. But we're not bugging out. Yeah, if a nuke goes off, we're all going to die someplace. But we're not planning on bugging out. This is where our stuff is. Like, society falls apart, and you gotta live a couple. You gotta live that first 6 months or year, whatever, until things start getting better. This is where the stuff is that's going to keep us going for that time. I'll take your word for it, little prepper. Yuck. More power to you, Joseph. More power to you. Mom, don't wow. It's not it's not as good as in an emergency. In a dire emergency, you eat what you can get your hands on. Somebody prepares food, you thank them and you eat it. In a dire emergency, if you have options, choose wisely. That's what I have to say about that. A skill, yes. I like to eat fish. Need to know how to clean fish. Bass, catfish, good freshwater, saltwater fish. But I like fish. There are people who have stock ponds. Catfish, a lot of catfish stock ponds. Turtles have parasites. Everything has parasites. Just about everything has parasites. Like you get large fish and they got worms and such. You got to watch out for that. Yes, get a mentor. I count several people my mentor. Uncle Al's one of them. He gives good advice. We talk sometimes. We communicate. He'll send me little stuff. Oh, and by the way, Uncle Al, I have not heard any more from Bus Stop. Bruno just dropped off the map. Yes, some people do have. They do have little ponds with fish. True. Yep. Yep. People will sell catfish. Yes. People will sell. They raise fish and they sell them. You know, people will often, oh, it expired. The Best Buy date went past. They don't want anything to do with it. Look, is the can bloated? When you open it up, does it smell bad? What sort of conditions did you keep it? Was it like 110 degrees where it really wasn't kept in best conditions? You got to look at stuff like that. Just because something passes a Best Buy date does not mean it's bad. Now, like milk, you'll smell it when it starts going bad, or it'll taste funny. Usually, when it goes past that date within a couple of days, it's bad. So, like with milk, certain things, they don't last. Other things, Best Buy date doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Um, right now, if you wanted to go look at buying MREs, meals ready to eat. Say you went on to Amazon, was looking at stuff. They're selling at an outrageous price. I really would not want to pay those kind of prices. But they want for a case of 12. Um, the military MREs, the military meals that they eat, are produced by 3 different companies. And there are 24 menus. Some were breakfast, most of them are lunch and dinner menus. They're lunch dinner menus. They do have a few breakfast menus. But there's a case A, and it's got menus 1 through 12, one of each. Case B has got menus 13 through 24. And right now, you want to get a case A and a case B together, you'll pay $275 for them. And they will be originally packed in like 2018. So you're looking at 6 or 7 years old. Normally, first inspection's 3 years and second inspection's 5 years. So you're going to be paying, you're not getting the brand new stuff. You're not getting the brand new stuff right now. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Um, I hear you. So I tell you what I would buy. If I was wanting to buy some military style or some, I would buy humanitarian daily rations. You get a case of those for about $35. There are 10 24-hour rations. They don't have heaters. You're going to need to boil. You're going to need to put them in a hot water, or Maybe you've got spare flameless ration heaters. The flameless ration heaters aren't worth a crap. Most of them. They don't work. They might work when the meal is only a year or two old. The first couple of years when the military gets them and when they're eating them, they probably work. But after a period of a few years, for whatever reason, flameless ration heaters really do not work. So the fact that you buy humanitarian rations and they don't have a flameless ration heaters, don't worry about it. Also, they don't have beverages. That's where you get the lemonade, the sticks of lemonade, or grape drink, or coffee, or tea, or whatever, the little sachets. You know, you buy a pack of those for a couple of bucks. And you pay $35. And you get just about as much food, not quite the variety, in one of those humanitarian daily rations. You get almost as much food as you would get in a case of MREs. Now, the case of MREs have got more variety in it. It'll have a lot more variety in it. But you're going to pay 4 times as much for one case of the military rations as you pay for 4 cases of the humanitarian daily rations for 10 of the 24-hour ones. So that's what I would do. And you know, in the humanitarian daily rations will be fresher. They'll be more recent than the military rations. They'll be more recent. If you want a fresh military ration, they want $25 for one. You want one that's like a year or two old, still within first inspection date, they want $25 for one. Somebody buys a case, they buy cases of them, and then they sell them individually. You know, I mean, they make $300 off of a case of 12. They sell them for $300. If you're paying $25 a piece, you know, it's like $300. Outrageous highway robbery. Idaho Garden Girl, welcome. So if you haven't had the opportunity to, go by and look at the video that I just released. 6:30, it was a premiere. It was a goodie box for Joseph Moore. And 16 minutes long. Please leave a like and a supportive comment. Also, yesterday, I released a short. Had images of number 10 cans of freeze-dried beverages. Milk, chocolate milk, and orange drink. I put the images together, put it with some music. It's had a dozen views. A dozen views in close to 2 days. I don't know what it is with the algorithm. It doesn't like me right now. A dozen views. Now, the people who have viewed it pretty much have left likes. And most of the people who viewed it have left a comment. But it's only a few people that have viewed it. Mostly people who are in here right now probably the ones that have viewed it. Thank you, Idaho Garden Girl. I understand. Thank you, Uncle Al. Appreciate you. So, tomorrow is Thursday. I've got 5.5 days of school left with the kids. Tomorrow and Friday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday will be a half day. I will finish up about noon Thursday, and then I've got the rest of Thursday and Friday to basically finish up for the school year, get all my grades in, get my conduct grades in, and get my IEP progress reports in so I can leave. We've been working on the room, boxing stuff up, putting stuff, moving stuff around, getting ready because they're going to want to do the floors and they're going to be painting and doing some stuff this summer. So I've got to basically have everything in the closets out of the way. I got multiple closets. I've got to get everything in the closets so I can be ready, for. I'll take a few things home. My Keurig, my 3-in-1 printer that I brought up there, my microwave. Got a few things, I got a little fridge. I got some things I need to take home with me or get out of there for the summer, and I'll bring them back in the fall. I'll be off for 9 weeks. Every day you wake up, thank God for the day. Say the Lord's Prayer. Life is good, but it is what it is. Be prepared. Prepping is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You need to do it over a period of time. Make a list of things that you need. Have an inventory of what you have. Shop them. And everybody, please have a blessed day. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, 7 p.m. for another edition of Coffee Talk. Good night and thank you. Bye.